Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. A little while ago, someone asked me to do a video on the things that I like and dislike about going to USC, so here it is. So it was really kind of hard for me to think of worst things about going to USC, but I made a little list, so I'm just gonna read off of them and elaborate on all of them. And a lot of things on this list are in comparison to the school that I studied abroad at, so I don't know. They're just things that I noticed there that I liked and didn't like here, or noticed that I didn't like there and liked here. First thing is the trains. They're really annoying. Really nothing much else to say about it, but they used to wake me up, but now I think going here for 4 years and just hearing them constantly, I don't even notice them. The one thing that's really annoying is if you're walking somewhere and a train comes by and you just have to wait for it. I don't really deal with that now just because my walk to class, there's no trains in between it, so that's great. Number 9, advisors. They're not really my favorite thing at USC. There has been times in the past where I would ask one advisor one thing, so I've asked the same question to another advisor and they've given me a totally different answer. So yeah, it's just not my favorite thing. A lot of times they just don't know. I think if you have a question about classes you should take, the best route is to ask your teachers. Yeah, so just a bit of advice from me. So this is kind of a dumb one, but I don't like it. Every Thanksgiving, we don't have really a long Thanksgiving break, which is annoying because I can never go home. So our Thanksgiving break, we have to go to school on Monday, Tuesday, and then we get off Wednesday. Thursday is Thanksgiving. Then there's Friday, and then Saturday is the Clemson-Carolina game. So obviously I'm not gonna drive home Wednesday, be at home for Thanksgiving, and then drive back on Friday to be there for the Clemson-Carolina game. It just doesn't make sense. So I just wish we didn't have school on those Monday and Tuesdays, and it's been like that all 4 years. So I don't think it's gonna change anytime soon. Another thing I didn't really enjoy about USC, I guess my first 2 years, is how big the classes are. I know when you come to USC, you kind of just know that they're just gonna be that big, but I think even my major classes, my 101 class had probably 70 people in it, and I don't know, that just seems like a lot of people and a lot of room for people to fall behind. But yeah, I guess to combat that, you just have to make a personal relationship with your teachers. So along with the classes, I guess registration is a really stressful and annoying time when you're in your freshman and sophomore years. I always got the classes that I wanted, but it's I had to work really hard. I had to email so many people because some people registered before me and all the stuff in classes that I needed were filled. But if you can get into the honors college, they always register first. So if you have that opportunity, I would take it. Also in the realm of classes is that some classes are only offered in the fall and some are only offered in the spring. And I understand that to an extent, maybe an intro class only being offered in the fall, but it just makes it hard if there was a class in the fall that you couldn't register for because it was full, having to wait a whole nother year to take that, and then also some of your other classes needing that as a prerequisite. It doesn't work out, and there have been times where that has happened to me and I had to get override so that I could take this class before this class, and it's just an annoyance. So one of the more serious least favorite things about USC is discouragement from your lower level courses teachers. I remember the very first day of Intro to Chemical Engineering, the teacher looked at us and was like, okay, look to your left and your right, and only one of you guys are gonna be here when you graduate. Just hearing the person who's teaching me say,
yeah, 2 of you guys are gonna fail,
just didn't sit well with me, but here I am. The competitive nature of people within majors. I know that some competition is healthy and it's good to push yourself, but it seems at least in my senior year, everyone's just focused on, oh, what research have you done, or what job are you gonna have after you graduate, or just so many questions and trying to one up each other. My friends, I love sharing in their successes, but there's people who might as well just walk around with a badge on that says, I got a job offer right after college, and it's okay, we get it. And then my least favorite thing about USC is the drinking culture. So I know from freshman year, everyone had a fake ID, and if you didn't, you kind of just didn't do anything, and that's weird. Everyone just went out all the time freshman year, and I mean at a lot of colleges you're gonna party and all of that, but it was just so weird to me that everyone just went to bars freshman year. I don't know, I mean I did have fun my freshman year. That was weird to me, and how it was so normal to go out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. All right, now on to my favorite things or best things about going to USC. best thing about going to USC, the weather. It is so good. Like, it does get cold and there are days when it rains for like days on end, but I just love USC, like the weather. Another good thing that used to be one of the worst things about USC, but now it's like really good, is like the on-campus dining. So when I was a freshman, we had like nothing. I didn't want to eat it really, but now we have like a Panera, a Payway, Chick-fil-A, just so many options that were not there when I was a freshman. So I'm a little bit salty about it, but whatever. Another really good thing is the on-campus and off-campus housing. So my freshman year, I lived in South Tower, which I was kind of dreading it, like, to be honest, because it's like community bathrooms and I didn't really want to share a bathroom with like 20 people. But it honestly ended up being like the best experience I've ever had, I guess living wise, because you just have like so many people who are like kind of forced to be friends with you. But yeah, I love South Tower, made really good friends there, and yeah, it was fun. The off-campus housing is really good as well. Freshman year I lived in South Tower. Sophomore year I lived in this apartment complex called Green Crossing, which was really good. I walked to my classes and it's like just right off campus. And then junior year I lived in on-campus housing because they allow 6-month leases and I was going abroad, so I lived there, which is really good, and that's like where all the athletes live, so it's like really good. But yeah, I loved living there, love living where I live now. I can see my classes all like literally looking at the building where all my classes are, which is, we love it. Okay, another really good thing about USC is just like Columbia. It's closeness to like other fun cities. So I guess in Columbia, I love so much, like it's called Soda City. It's a farmer's market and it's just so fun and cute, and a lot of local vendors come to it. Casey River Walk is really pretty, but yeah, and it's also really close to like other fun cities. So it's 2 hours from Charleston, 3 hours from Hilton Head. I'm actually going there this weekend, so that's gonna be really fun. Yeah, it's like really close to so many places, like 3 hours from Atlanta. There's just so many places that you can go if you're not like wanting to be in Columbia for the weekend and you don't have to drive for like a million hours. Okay, so now on to classroom best things. The upper division teachers, I think they just care so much more about us than I guess the lower division teachers. I know in like lower division you have just so much more people in your classes, so there might be 60 people in your class, and in upper division there's still classrooms that have, you know, a lot of people, but I feel like in my upper division classes my teachers have cared so much about my individual success, which is just like the best motivator. Going abroad was like a really big struggle for me because just all the classes I had to get overrides for and stuff like that, and it's like none of the advisors were helping me, none of them. So I asked one of my teachers and I was like, hey, can you help me with this? And he just helped me with literally everything that I needed, and you know, got it together, and that was just really kind of him. And I just know that so many of my teachers care so much about what I'm doing, continuing the classroom aspect of it. I really love how tight I've become with my classmates. So when I studied abroad, I think a lot of the people there who go to that school are commuters. They live at home, they just drive to class, drive home. We didn't really talk in class unless we had to do like a group discussion. I don't think I was friends with any of the people in my classes, but here, the people that are in my classes now, I've been in the same classes with them from freshman year on, and I've just become so close with them because we have like struggled so much through so many classes, and honestly I think they helped me do so much better in these classes. Another great thing about USC, and I guess my classes in specific, is the diversity. I think my major has the most girls of any engineering major, which I love so much. And there's still classes that I have that, you know, I'm in a lab group that I'm the only girl, or I'm in my design group, I'm the only girl in it. But there's just so many girls that I don't ever feel like stifled or belittled because there's so many of us. A really, really great thing are the sports. I'm not gonna lie, I don't go to every game. I think the first basketball game I ever went to was in Phoenix, Arizona when we got to the Final Four. The football games are just so fun, and baseball games are so fun. So yeah, I love that we're like a big sports school. That was one thing that I kind of missed when I went abroad, is they don't really do college-wide sports. They do like residence hall sports. So it'd be kind of like our intramurals, but imagine if our intramurals were the only sports we had. It just wouldn't be as fun. And number 2 on my list of favorite things is the campus. I just think it's so beautiful, and there's like a video, I'll like insert it here if I can. Literally every time I watch it, it just like makes me tear up. My like favorite thing about USC is just like the atmosphere. So what I thought about out of a typical college when I was maybe a senior was like what you see on the college brochures, like people walking around like in their college shirts and being with a bunch of friends. And it's so weird because I feel like the typical college brochure like comes to life at USC, because I remember like freshman year there's a Russell House, which is where like our student union, and then there's a path that goes to the library, and I was walking down from the Russell House to the library, and that's just so pretty. Like, I don't know, there's so many trees, and then there's a fountain, and like the sun just shines through it. And then I saw like there were 3 people, and they were all wearing like Carolina clothes, and I was just like, oh my gosh, this is the best place in the whole world. But yeah, so I just love the atmosphere, and it makes me feel like motivated and so proud to go to this school. I think this is now like a big thing for me, because when I was abroad, like they don't really have college gear or anything like that. Like, I don't know, they're just like, I think they consider it weird if you were to wear a shirt from your school there. So that wraps it up for my top 10 best and worst things about going to USC. I love it here so much. I could not imagine myself going anywhere else, and I really believe that wherever you go, you'll find where you really want to be, and it'll just feel right. So yeah, thanks so much for watching this video and requesting this video. It was actually fun to like think about the things that I love about USC, because I really don't do that often. But yeah, let me know if you have any other suggestions for videos. Follow me on all of my socials, like my Instagram. I post a lot of things about USC there, and just what I get up to. Like this video, subscribe to my channel. Go Cox! Bye!